Mise-en-scène, a French term meaning literally placed on the scene. According to the textbook, the term refers to the overall look and feel of a movie, the sum of everything the audience sees, hears, and experiences while viewing it. We will analyze director Wim Wenders' 1984 film Paris, Texas. Paris, Texas is about a disheveled man who wanders out of the desert, named Travis Henderson. Travis seems to have no idea who he is. When a stranger manages to contact his brother, Walt, Travis is awkwardly reunited with his sibling. Travis has been missing for years, and his presence unsettles Walt and his family, which also includes Travis's own son, Hunter. Soon, Travis must confront his wife, Jane, and try to put his life back together. Cinematographer Robert Mueller's collaboration with director Wim Wenders ended up providing their audience with not so much an engaging storyline, but rather a pleasant visual experience. The movie is not loaded with dialogue at all, thus leaving the audience with another task, to engage in the visual beauty of the film. We will analyze how Paris, Texas uses light and color to add to the aesthetics of the film while also supporting the characterization and storyline. The opening scene shows Travis walking aimlessly through the desert, wearing a red ball cap and a dusty, worn-down suit, accompanied by the bright blue sky. Here we are introduced to our first color scheme, red, white, and blue. The recurring theme of red, white, and blue are not an accident. Remember, this movie is from a German's perspective on America. What better colors to use than red, white, and blue? After all, Travis is a free man. Shortly after, an intense contrast catches the audience's attention when he ends up in a doctor's office from dehydration, an office that is coated in green lighting. This green not only juxtaposes the open vastness previously seen in the desert, but implies that Travis is trapped, alone, and empty. This harsh use of green makes the audience feel this way too. It's off-putting, and Travis needs to change. After getting picked up by his brother Walt and reintroduced into the real world, these themes of red, white, and blue come back, as seen here with these shoes, and here when he and his son take a trip to find his wife, Hunter's mother. Greens are introduced again when Travis is faced with the task of confronting his ex-wife, and also when their family is watching old home movies. The old movies are loaded with red, white, and blue, while the present characters are backed with a green light, exemplifying that things are not what they used to be. The film was created in 1984, 5 years before the end of the geopolitical tension between the Soviet Union and the United States that was the Cold War. The 1980s were a decade of consumerism and materialism, and Travis didn't have anything to his name except an empty plot of land in Paris, Texas, contrasting the American ideals that were so prevalent in this time. In an interview, cinematographer Robert Mueller states, "When I chose to work on the film, the most important thing to me is that it is about human feelings. I try to work with directors who want their films to touch the audience and make people discuss what the film was long after they have left the cinema. This was definitely accomplished, as humans can remember visual images better than dialogue. We can always remember the color of our first car, the color of the hospital room we had to spend a week in, and the color of our childhood home. We don't remember so much what people said, but rather how they made us feel. And so much of the feelings in Paris, Texas, are conveyed through this use of color."